Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable for a second. Why is it that some older men, no matter how polished or successful they appear, get instantly dismissed by younger women, while others spark something powerful in her eyes? Within seconds, it's not luck, it's not even looks, it's a feeling she gets before you ever say a word. You've seen it before, that moment when her body language changes, when curiosity flickers behind her eyes. She doesn't fully understand it, but something in you feels different. Before we dive deep, make sure you subscribe and like this video. It helps more men understand these hidden dynamics most people never talk about. Now, here's the truth. Younger women can sense energy faster than logic can explain. They read tone, posture, micro-expressions, and even your silence. It's primal. She's looking for a signal that says you are grounded, not chasing validation, not competing with younger men trying to prove something. Most older men fail right there. They broadcast insecurity the moment they try to fit in with her world. You can't impress her with stories of your past or your possessions. She's scanning for a completely different code. That code is calm dominance mixed with emotional composure. It's the way you pause before you speak, the way your eyes rest, not dart, when you make contact. A younger woman doesn't consciously say, "He's confident," but she feels safety in the stillness of your presence. And safety is attraction's silent twin. You see, what separates an older man she's drawn to from one she politely tolerates isn't the age gap, it's emotional tempo. When you carry yourself like time is on your side, like nothing about her attention determines your worth, she feels that. Her instincts light up, because to her, different means rare. In a world of instant gratification, an older man who moves slowly, speaks deliberately, and observes rather than reacts feels like mystery. And mystery to a woman isn't confusion. It's magnetism. It's the oxygen that fuels her curiosity to know more about you. Here's something most men never realize. Younger women are wired to detect authenticity, not age. They can tell within seconds if your confidence is a mask or the real deal. And when it's real, it's magnetic, almost uncomfortable in its intensity. The mistake older men make is trying to talk their way into respect, showing off accomplishments, or overcompensating with humor. She isn't calculating your resume. She's reading your nervous energy, your impatience, your subtle tension. And if she detects it, no charm or money can hide it. Let me break it down. Within the first 30 seconds of meeting you, she notices your energy rhythm. Are you reactive? Are you seeking approval? Are you fidgeting to fill the silence? Or are you calm, centered, and deliberate with your words and gestures? The first type is forgettable. The second, she senses difference, and she remembers it. It's subtle but profound. Even if she doesn't consciously understand why, she will feel it in her body. Her pulse quickens. She leans in slightly. That tiny shift is her subconscious saying, "This man operates on a different level." And here's the critical part. It's not about being loud, dominant, or overtly alpha. True distinction comes from emotional independence, when you can listen without needing to respond immediately, when you can observe without judgment, when you maintain calm even in slight chaos. She notices. She may brush it off as coincidence, but her intuition is screaming. Younger women don't need older men to be perfect. They need them to be stable, grounded, and unshakable in the face of uncertainty. Another factor that most men miss is subtle humility. She's scanning for a man who carries life experience without arrogance. That balance, strength wrapped in quiet self-assuredness, is rare. And that rarity alone triggers her curiosity and attraction. She wants to know how you became this way. The older man who overshares or tries to teach her something instantly loses that edge. The man who listens, who lets her words hang in the air without needing to fill them, that's the one she can't forget. This is why, ironically, less is more. Your calm presence, controlled energy, and subtle confidence speak volumes louder than any attempt at flashy gestures or seduction techniques. The first impression isn't about what you say, it's about how you exist in the space. That's what separates you from the rest. And once she senses that, you don't chase her attention. Her curiosity starts chasing you. Now, let's talk about something almost no one tells older men. Women instantly know the difference between experience that empowers you and experience that haunts you. That's why some older men attract younger women effortlessly, while others are invisible, no matter how rich, handsome, or charming they appear. She can feel your history, not your stories, your past relationships, or your achievements, but the emotional residue you carry. If you're bitter, anxious, or constantly comparing yourself to the younger men around her, she feels it immediately. It's a subtle vibration she picks up before your mouth even opens. What makes you different is not what's on your resume. It's how you've integrated your life experiences. A man who has faced hardship, loss, or failure and emerged composed exudes a magnetic calm. He doesn't need to prove his worth because he knows it internally. That inner certainty is intoxicating to a younger woman. She may not consciously understand why she's drawn to you, but her instincts recognize that you operate on a level of emotional maturity far beyond the average man she meets. That recognition sparks intrigue and fascination. Here's the key: you cannot fake it. No amount of reading books or mimicking confidence will replicate the energy of a man who has lived fully, reflected deeply, and mastered his internal world. This is why so many older men fall flat. They rely on external markers of success instead of developing inner mastery. She is scanning for authenticity, not appearances. And authenticity doesn't lie. It shows up in subtle ways. The way you hold eye contact without pressure, the steadiness of your voice, the way your hands rest naturally, the calm patience in your pauses. Each micro detail signals to her subconscious, he is different. Even more, a younger woman senses when a man operates independently of her validation. The instant you are not chasing attention, the instant you are not performing to impress, she notices. This is a profound psychological truth. Women are wired to detect independence and self-sufficiency, and when you embody it, you disrupt the ordinary patterns of her social experience. In that disruption lies attraction. Finally, remember that her initial assessment is almost instantaneous. The first few seconds, sometimes even before a word is spoken, are critical. She is subconsciously scanning. Is he grounded? Is he calm? Is he confident without arrogance? Does he radiate emotional stability? If the answer is yes, she feels it in her body. And when she feels it, she becomes impossible to ignore. Here's a truth that most men completely overlook. Younger women are experts at detecting who carries life lightly versus who carries it like a burden. Within moments, she can feel whether your presence energizes her or subtly exhausts her. It's not conscious, it's primal. She's scanning for someone who elevates the space, who isn't weighed down by unresolved anger, jealousy, or insecurity. The older man who dominates conversation, brags about his past, or tries too hard to impress immediately registers as ordinary, predictable, or needy. She will unconsciously withdraw. But the man who radiates quiet confidence, who makes her feel seen without clinging or performing, that man becomes unforgettable. Let's talk about the subtle cues she notices in seconds. The way you stand, firm but relaxed. The rhythm of your breathing, slow, controlled, and unhurried. How you listen, fully present without interrupting. How your gaze lingers, steady, calm, not predatory or nervous. These are not tricks. They are signals of a man who is comfortable in his own skin. Younger women pick up on them instantly, and that unconscious recognition triggers curiosity, fascination, and a rare form of respect. Here's another overlooked point. She senses your intentions before you even declare them. Younger women intuitively feel whether an older man is seeking validation, approval, or temporary excitement, or if he is genuinely centered, self-sufficient, and at ease with life. This is why many men fail. They mistake effort for attraction. You cannot convince a woman to feel your depth. She feels it, or she doesn't. And the men who succeed are the ones who understand that attraction is revealed through presence, not performance. Emotional steadiness is key. When she encounters tension, social pressure, a noisy environment, or a slight misunderstanding, the way you respond sends an unspoken message. Panic, irritation, or defensiveness screams insecurity. Calm observation, measured responses, and quiet humor broadcast experience, resilience, and emotional mastery. That signal alone differentiates you from every other man in the room. Finally, Understand this. Younger women are drawn to quality energy more than any superficial factor. They can sense when a man's life is full, when he has passions, boundaries, and a clear sense of purpose. That energy creates magnetism before she even consciously processes why she's drawn to you. Being different isn't about age or appearance. It's about embodying emotional authority, stability, and independence in a way that she can feel instantly. And that is the invisible advantage that most older men never learn to harness. Now, let's get even deeper. Younger women can detect a man's consistency of character in moments, sometimes in less than a minute. She doesn't need a long conversation to figure out if you are reliable, authentic, and grounded. She watches your micro behaviors. Do your words match your actions? Is your attention steady, or does it drift? Do you carry yourself with integrity, even in small, unnoticed ways? These subtle indicators tell her more about you than anything you could ever say. And when she senses alignment between your energy and your essence, she instinctively knows you are different. Here's the thing most men misunderstand. She isn't attracted to perfection. She's attracted to control over oneself. It's the difference between a man ruled by emotion and a man who rules his emotion. When you demonstrate patience in conversation, calmness under slight tension, or the ability to laugh without losing composure, she picks it up. She may smile, lean in, or tilt her head subtly, all before a word is even exchanged. That micro-approval isn't conscious. It's her subconscious signaling, I want to understand him more. Even silence becomes a tool. Many men fear quiet, thinking they must constantly fill the space. The truth is, stillness communicates power and intrigue. When you can occupy a space without needing her reaction, without seeking affirmation, she senses strength. It's magnetic because most men she meets are noisy, reactive, and desperate to impress. You, by contrast, create curiosity simply by existing in equilibrium. Another critical factor is emotional transparency, but in moderation. She can sense if you've mastered your emotions versus if you hide behind charm or stoicism. Sharing your vulnerability subtly, without over-explaining or seeking sympathy, signals emotional intelligence and depth. Younger women are instinctively drawn to men who display this rare combination: calm authority and measured vulnerability. It triggers fascination, emotional resonance, and subconscious trust. Finally, understand this. Attraction is an energy transaction. She doesn't need words to validate it. She needs to feel it in the rhythm of your presence, in the steadiness of your gaze, in the confidence of your pauses. Every subtle choice you make, how you move, how you listen, how you respond, communicates whether you are ordinary or extraordinary. And if she senses that extraordinary presence, she cannot ignore it. It's magnetic, it's unforgettable, and it separates you from every other older man who fails to understand the silent psychological code younger women instinctively read. Here's the final, unspoken truth that most men never realize. Younger women can sense value without effort. Within seconds, she knows if a man is operating from scarcity or abundance. Not money, not status, not ego, but internal abundance. She feels it in your posture, in the weight of your words, in the way you maintain calm in uncertainty. That's the invisible difference that older men who attract younger women possess. They don't chase attention, they radiate presence. They don't compete for validation, they command it without speaking. And that, more than anything, sets them apart. Let's be clear, being different isn't about impressing her or performing some scripted role. It's about being anchored in yourself. She notices the man who doesn't overcomplicate interactions, who isn't desperate to prove he is fun or cool. She notices the man whose energy is steady, whose reactions are measured, whose curiosity about her is genuine rather than transactional. That presence communicates a deep, unshakable confidence, and women, especially younger women, pick up on that faster than any words or gestures ever could. Here's what many men miss. The moment you step into a room with composed energy, grounded confidence, and subtle intrigue, she registers it immediately. She may smile faintly, her eyes linger, or she may tilt her head slightly, as if unconsciously studying you. That micro-response is her subconscious confirming he is different. And once that spark is ignited, it doesn't matter what other men are doing around her. She is drawn to the rare calm, the quiet mastery, the emotional independence that most older men never cultivate. The most powerful leverage comes from restraint. Do not flood her with attention, validation, or over-explaining your life. The older men who fail try to impress. The older men who succeed do the opposite. They exist, fully present, fully grounded, and fully aware of the energy they radiate. And in that energy, she senses safety, strength, and rarity all at once. That is the core of what makes you different, magnetic, and unforgettable. Finally, remember this: the younger woman's assessment is instantaneous and unerring. She knows within seconds if you carry yourself as ordinary or as extraordinary. It's not luck, it's not appearance, it's the mastery of your internal state, your composure, your authenticity, and your subtle power. Once you understand this invisible code, you step into a new league. You don't chase attention, attention chases you. And that is the hidden truth that most men will never be taught. But now, you know it.